Okay, so kind of to piggyback off of the post that I posted earlier that says 80% of women don't orgasm from penetrational sex. I see a lot of people commenting and asking questions in the status under their feed. So I'm just gonna I guess to me, I thought it was like the ABCs of intimacy. Like a man and a woman need two totally different things um, to have an orgasm. Like when a man is outside of the bedroom by himself, he strokes himself to have an orgasm. And that's the same thing he does when he's inside the bedroom with a woman. He uses the woman's vagina to stroke himself. Once again, that's why men almost always have an orgasm. The reason why women don't have an orgasm a lot of times in the bedroom with men from the stroke is because it's like a tease. You're putting it there and you're taking it away. You're putting it there and you're taking it away. A woman, when she's by herself alone and orgasm, she does not need a stroke. She uses either her fingers or one of those vibrators. So it's the friction, it's the direct contact. That's what a woman needs to have an orgasm. Um, so they're two totally different things if you think about it. So although the stroke actually feels amazing, it is somewhat of a tease because you're putting it there and you're taking it away, like I said before. So hands, mouth, whole mouth. Um, that's what would produce an orgasm in a woman, and this is the reason why so many women are unsatisfied in intimately with their partners, because they don't know why they're not orgasming. They just a lot of times they think it's the guy that can't produce it for them, but in reality it's that if by yourself you can produce an orgasm in minutes alone, then you can teach your partner how to produce an orgasm in you in minutes. The same thing that you do for yourself, you can teach them how to do it for you, so that they don't have to use their back and shoulders and knees and legs and everything else all night long. It doesn't take 2 hours, 3 hours to have intimacy. I think people are just unsatisfied because realistically, when you have a real orgasm, you don't want to move. Like, you don't want to move. You're still, you kind of don't even want to be touched, at least for a few minutes. Like, if she springs out of bed and goes and gets the rag right after you guys are finished, she did not just have an orgasm. I'm sorry. Because when you actually have an orgasm, you don't want to move. Maybe 10 minutes later, maybe. But if she's just hopping out of bed right after, yeah, no, you didn't do it. Unfortunately. Um, yeah. And there's another status, a post that I see all the time with the men about women that can't ride top or whatever. And ladies, what I would say to you is this. Squatting, for anybody that actually works out knows that squatting is very difficult to do. It's very painful, especially if you're doing it wrong. If you're using too much of your knees, that's going to be painful. When you squat, you're supposed to sit back like you're sitting in a chair. You're supposed to use more of your butt and your hips to squat than your actual knees. However, when a man is on top of you the whole time, he's stroking himself. When you get on top, you should not be continuing to stroke him. You shouldn't even be trying to do squats over him. You should be placing your bottom as close to his as possible and grinding and winding your hips so that you are now getting the friction and the closeness and the direct contact that you need. When you're on top, a lot of ladies don't like to be on top, but on top is where your orgasm lies. When you're on top, you can now produce your orgasm. And for the ladies that are uncomfortable, I suggest you put a pillow in the bed, spread your legs apart over top of the pillow, and get comfortable with the placement of your legs and your hips. If you just straddle back and forth over the pillow for maybe a few minutes, you'll be about to have an orgasm. So could you imagine how amazing it would be if your man was actually underneath you, if there was actually a penis there, how amazing it would feel. You'd orgasm very quickly. So if you're uncomfortable, you have to get comfortable with the placement of your legs and your feet. And that just takes me, I remember my very first relationship lasted me 6 years, and I could not ride top at all. Like, and he would tell me, and I was like, well, I mean, hello, teach me, you show me, because you're the first one. This is it. And he never could. And I never got it because I was going based on, I would watch the videos and I would try to do what the girls did in the videos, and I could never do it. And it wasn't until fast forward like 3 years later, I ended up linking up with one of my exes from high school, Mr. Lanier. Hey, Gerard. And we was hunching. And he actually lifted me up and put me on my toes. And for those that know me, I walk on my toes. So when he did that, it was like, like, what is it? Fireworks went off in my head. That's what I needed to be doing the whole time. Like, after that moment, I was very comfortable up there. And I got more and more and more comfortable up there as time has progressed. So shouts out to Mr. Lanier. To Poe Devin. He never got the full experience, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, get comfortable. And for those of you that are, hopefully y'all have a good night tonight. Hopefully y'all ain't gotta, be on top of each other for 2-3 hours a night. Y'all can get some sleep. You know what I'm talking about? Just, knock that thing out of the park and lay down. Bye.